Anna's backyard trampoline was the pride of the neighborhood, until the HOA president showed up, red-faced and fuming. "That eyesore violates code," he roared. But when Anna revealed the mayor's name on the donation paperwork, the president's smug smile vanished. This was about to get ugly. The sun had barely risen when Anna heard the furious knock at her door. Wiping the sleep from her eyes, she opened it to find the HOA president, Mr. Wilkins, standing on her doorstep. His round face was beet red, a vein pulsing in his forehead. "Mrs. Simmons, I'm here about that. That _monstrosity_ in your backyard." He spat, jabbing a stubby finger in the direction of her prized trampoline. Anna blinked, taken aback by his vehemence. "Monstrosity. Mr. Wilkins, what on earth are you?" "That trampoline is clearly in violation of our neighborhood codes," he interrupted, his eyes narrowing. "It's an eyesore, a danger to property values. I'm ordering you to remove it, effective immediately." Anna felt her temper flare. Remove it? But that trampoline was a gift from the mayor himself. He donated it to the community last month. Mr. Wilkins' face went slack, the color draining from his cheeks. "The _mayor_," he stammered. Sensing his discomfort, Anna crossed her arms defiantly. "Yes, the mayor. He thought the children in our neighborhood would enjoy it. I have the paperwork right here." She turned and disappeared into the house, leaving the HOA president standing on her doorstep, his lips pressed into a thin, angry line. When she returned, she thrust a stack of documents under his nose. "See? It's all right here. The mayor's signature, the donation certificate. You can't make me take it down." Mr. Wilkins scanned the papers, his eyes widening with each passing second. Finally, he looked up, his expression a mixture of fury and resignation. This changes things," he muttered, his voice strained. "I'll need to discuss this with the board." With that, he turned on his heel and stalked away, leaving Anna standing in the doorway, a triumphant smile on her face. The following afternoon, Anna was in her backyard, watching her two children bounce happily on the trampoline when she heard the familiar rumble of Mr. Wilkins' SUV pulling up to the curb. Moments later, he emerged, flanked by two other HOA board members. Anna's heart sank. "This can't be good, she thought, her hands tightening around the fence. "Mrs. Simmons," Mr. Wilkins began, his voice strained. We've discussed your situation, and, well, the board has decided that the trampoline is, in fact, a violation of our neighborhood codes." Anna's jaw dropped. "But I showed you the paperwork. The mayor himself donated it to the community." "Yes, well, that may be true," Mr. Wilkins said, his eyes darting away. "However, our codes are quite clear on the matter of outdoor recreational equipment. It's a safety hazard, you see, and—" "Safety hazard," Anna interrupted, her voice rising. "Those children are having the time of their lives. How is this a hazard?" "The liability," Mrs. Simmons, one of the other board members, chimed in, a tall, thin woman with a severe expression. "If someone were to get hurt, the HOA could be sued. We simply can't take that risk." Anna felt the blood rushing to her face. "So you're telling me that the mayor's _gift_ to the community is a liability? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard." "Be that as it may," Mr. Wilkins said, raising a hand, "the decision has been made. You have 1 week to remove the trampoline, or will be forced to take _further action _." With that, the 3 board members turned and headed back to their vehicles, leaving Anna staring after them, her mind racing. That evening, Anna sat at her kitchen table, staring down at the donation paperwork the mayor had given her. Her hands trembled with anger as she reread the official-looking document, complete with the mayor's signature and the city seal. How dare they? She thought, her jaw clenching. This is a gift to the entire neighborhood, and they want me to get rid of it. Suddenly, a thought occurred to her. Grabbing a pen, she scribbled a note and tucked it into an envelope, then hurried out to her car. 20 minutes later, she was standing on the steps of City Hall, waiting impatiently for the mayor's assistant to return her call. When the phone finally rang, she answered it in a rush. "Mrs. Simmons, what can I do for you?" the assistant's voice said. "I need to speak to the mayor immediately," Anna said, her tone urgent. "There's a situation with the HOA, and he needs to know about it." There was a brief pause. "I'm afraid the mayor is in a meeting at the moment. Can I take a message?" "No, you can't," Anna snapped. "This is important. It's about the trampoline he donated to the community. The HOA is trying to make me remove it, and I need his help." Another pause, then a sigh. "All right, let me see if I can interrupt him. Hold, please." Anna waited, her heart pounding, as the line went silent. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the mayor's voice came on the line. "Mrs. Simmons, what's this I hear about the HOA and your trampoline?" Anna wasted no time in explaining the situation to the mayor, her voice rising with each word. "They're saying it's a safety hazard and a liability for the HOA," she finished, her hands clenched into fists. "They gave me 1 week to remove it, or they'll take further action." There was a heavy silence on the other end of the line. "I see," the mayor said slowly. "This is concerning, to say the least. That trampoline was my personal gift to the community, and I won't have the HOA interfering with it." Anna felt a surge of relief. "So you'll help me then? You can tell them to back off." "Of course," the mayor replied. "I'll make some calls and get this straightened out. Don't you worry, Mrs. Simmons. I'll put a stop to this nonsense." Thank you so much," Anna exclaimed, her shoulders sagging with relief. "I knew I could count on you." "Not a problem at all," the mayor assured her. "Just leave it to me. I'll be in touch." With that, the line went dead, and Anna hurried back to her car, a triumphant smile on her face. Take that, Mr. Wilkins she thought. The mayor's got my back . Little did she know, however, that the HOA president was already putting his own plan into motion. One that would pit the community against her in a bitter and very public battle. The next morning, Anna woke to the sound of raised voices outside her window. Frowning, she pulled back the curtain and peered out to see a small crowd gathered in her front yard. At the center of the group was Mr. Wilkins, his face flushed with anger as he gesticulated wildly. Quickly, she pulled on a robe and hurried outside, her heart racing. "What's going on here?" she demanded, stepping into the circle of people. Mr. Wilkins turned to her, his eyes narrowed. "Mrs. Simmons, I'm afraid we have a problem." "A problem?" Anna repeated, her gaze sweeping over the gathered neighbors. "What kind of problem?" "It seems," Mr. Wilkins continued, his voice dripping with self-righteousness, "that your _trampoline_ has become a safety hazard for the entire neighborhood." Anna felt a surge of outrage. Safety hazard, but the mayor himself. "The mayor's opinion is irrelevant," Mr. Wilkins interrupted, raising a hand. "The fact is, your trampoline poses a serious risk to our children. Several of your neighbors have come forward with concerns." Anna's eyes widened as she scanned the faces of the people around her. Some avoided her gaze, while others glared at her defiantly. "You can't be serious," she said, her voice shaking. "This is the mayor's gift to the community." "Be that as it may," Mr. Wilkins said, his tone final. "The decision has been made. The trampoline must be removed, and if you refuse, we'll have no choice but to take legal action." With that, he turned and stormed away, the crowd parting to let him pass. Anna stood there, stunned, as her neighbors followed suit, leaving her alone in her front yard, the weight of their accusations hanging in the air. That evening, Anna sat at her kitchen table, staring at the phone in her hand. She had tried calling the mayor's office twice, but each time the assistant had informed her that he was unavailable. Underscore, this can't be happening, underscore, she thought, her brow furrowed in worry. Underscore, the mayor promised he'd help. Where is he, underscore? Just then, the doorbell rang, and Anna's heart leaped. Perhaps the mayor had finally decided to come in person. But when she opened the door, it was not the mayor who stood on her doorstep, but Mr. Wilkins, his expression grim. Mrs. Simmons, he said, his voice low. I'm afraid we've been forced to take additional measures. Anna felt a chill run down her spine. What do you mean? She asked, her voice trembling. Mr. Wilkins held up a thick stack of papers. These are citations. Fines that will be levied against you for refusing to remove the trampoline. If you don't comply within the next 72 hours, we'll be forced to take legal action. Anna stared at the papers, her hands shaking. But the mayor. The mayor's involvement is irrelevant, Mr. Wilkins interrupted, his eyes narrowing. Our neighborhood codes are clear, and you are in violation. This is no longer about your trampoline. It's about you refusing to follow the rules. Anna opened her mouth to protest, but the words caught in her throat. Mr. Wilkins took a step closer, his expression hardening. You have 72 hours, Mrs. Simmons, he said, his voice like ice. I suggest you start making arrangements to have that eyesore removed. With that, he turned and walked away, leaving Anna standing in the doorway, her heart racing. She stared down at the citations, her mind reeling. What am I going to do? The next few days were a whirlwind of activity for Anna. She made countless calls to the mayor's office, but each time she was met with the same response. He was unavailable or in an important meeting. Meanwhile, the fines from the HOA continued to pile up, and the pressure from her neighbors only intensified. Some refused to make eye contact with her, while others openly glared or muttered under their breath as she walked by. Finally, on the last day of the 72-hour deadline, Anna decided to take matters into her own hands. Grabbing a hammer and a screwdriver, she marched out to the backyard, her jaw set with determination. But as she approached the trampoline, she hesitated, her gaze lingering on the joyful faces of her children as they bounced and laughed. This had been a gift, a symbol of community and joy, and she was about to destroy it. With a heavy sigh, she turned and headed back inside, her mind racing. There had to be another way. Later that evening, as she sat at the kitchen table, staring at the pile of citations, a knock came at the door. When she opened it, she was stunned to find her across the street neighbor, Mrs. Anderson, standing on her doorstep. Mrs. Simmons, the older woman said, her voice soft. I want to apologize. Anna blinked, caught off guard. Apologize? For what? Mrs. Anderson's gaze dropped to the ground. For going along with the others. I didn't feel right about it, but I was afraid to speak up. Anna felt a wave of relief wash over her. Oh, Mrs. Anderson, I'm so glad you're here. I don't know what to do. The HOA is threatening to sue me, and the mayor won't return my calls. The older woman reached out and squeezed Anna's hand. Don't worry, dear, she said, her eyes filled with determination. We're going to figure this out together. In the days that followed, Anna found an unexpected ally in Mrs. Anderson. Together, they began reaching out to other neighbors, slowly but surely building a coalition of support. The mayor can't ignore all of us, Mrs. Anderson said, her chin set with resolve. If we stand united, he'll have no choice but to listen. And so, they organized a petition, gathering signatures from families across the neighborhood. When they presented it to the mayor's office, the assistant's eyes widened in surprise. This is quite a lot of signatures, she stammered. I'll make sure the mayor sees this right away. True to her word, within hours the mayor himself was on the phone with Anna, his voice laced with concern. Mrs. Simmons, I had no idea the situation had escalated to this degree, he said. I'm so sorry I haven't been more responsive. But I can assure you, I'll be putting a stop to this nonsense immediately. True to his word, the mayor quickly intervened, calling an emergency meeting with the HOA board. Anna and Mrs. Anderson watched from the sidelines as the mayor laid down the law, his voice firm and unyielding. That trampoline was my personal gift to this community, he declared, his gaze sweeping over the gathered board members. I won't have you threatening or harassing the residents who are simply trying to enjoy it. In the end, the HOA was forced to back down, their threats of legal action and fines quickly crumbling under the weight of the mayor's authority. As Anna watched the board members slink away, she felt a surge of triumph. Justice prevailed, she thought, a smile spreading across her face. The community won. And as she turned to Mrs. Anderson, the two women shared a knowing look, a testament to the power of standing up for what's right, no matter the odds.